You know, you don't have to put any side eyes. You know them little eyes people do. Uh, just but information is everything, and then and yes, getting the state of Arkansas right now has a whole section on business development, entrepreneurship. You know, take 30 minutes a day and read from that site. Just yeah, information gathering is necessary.
All right, so let's.
Well, I want to contribute something to the conversation as well. Sorry, I keep interrupting, but I think it is important to know what you're getting into before you start. I just think about with KLEK, even though the station launched January 2015, the groundwork actually was laid summer of 2013 when I first learned about the opportunity. And I can even trace back further than that because before this opportunity came, I was actually looking at trying to secure investors to actually buy an existing station. I didn't think it was going to be in Jonesboro, but we were actually looking at opportunities in other places, including an opportunity in Pine Bluff. And I had the investors lined up. We were just waiting on the price of the station to go down. But once I got the opportunity, especially since it was going to be non-commercial, non-profit, I had to learn all of these things about underwriting rules and had to learn some technical things as far as like the equipment and how to set it up. And the primary thing, which for this it was kind of easy because obviously the format that we do no other station we're doing. But one thing that I have seen other LPFM stations and other places fail at is that they try to bring something to a town that's already there, and when you do this, you have to definitely do something to stand up because you're already starting at a disadvantage because you can't play commercials. So um, in order to have something that people are going to want to financially support, it's very important that you offer something that you can't get from anywhere else, and be aware of what the costs are, and there are going to be things that are going to come up that you did not anticipate that you're going to have to be ready for.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and in business, that's called your unique value proposition. So, what is that unique factor that you have? Oftentimes, what we can see in certain communities is I would say, repurposing of someone else's concept instead of just saying copying. Uh, and because we see that it's working for other people, and so again, you may have that same interest, but again, what is your unique value proposition? What is it that you can do, but that adds an element that's going to be unique to your organization? I know that there are a number of grant writing and nonprofit consultants,
Right.
but I also know my unique value proposition, and that's in the training and that's in the intentional, holistic development organization. That's the value that I add. You just don't come and get a grant from me, you get holistic development. And so I think the conversation on Thursday, James, that you will be able to see in the conversation that yes, you have a photographer and then you have a therapist, but then you will be able to hear directly what makes them unique to the area and what they do, because you don't share their posts and everything. And business is so much more than being seen, because you can have 5,000 followers, but if you can convert those followers to clients,
Right.
then you have an influence. You're influencing.
And that's what we've tried to do here at
Yeah.
KLEK and our monthly donors are up because they see the work that we're doing, so they're not just following, they are donating. And one thing I just want to add to that is your value proposition can evolve. Like when we first
Yes.
started the station, I always had this vision of being the community radio station where people could come together, and of course by playing different types of urban music. But the ability to live stream got out there, that became a game changer. Besides the music that really has set KLEK apart and what has made us successful is one, during the political season, candidates on, or if there's a hot button political topic such as the property code 2016 or Team Jonesboro last year, we're at the forefront getting all sides in, giving them equal opportunity to tell their side. And then, as you see recently with that people say, okay, we see the value of what they're doing because it's in their face. They're out there doing something that we need. We know, because I mean I have people in like very high places. That's in fact I'll just call one out because I know that he won't mind me saying. So Chancellor Danforth. So he says,
That's great.
so Kelly has told me, said when I need to know what's going on, I check KLEK because I know that Laganzi, that's what he called me. I know Laganzi is going to stream it. So Universal saying that KLEK is one of his go-to news sources, and because of that, he's also one of our donors. So again, that's how you build that support. Be involved, be active, and be purposeful.
Yeah, and nonprofit development is allowed false information to construct narratives about businesses.
All right, there you go.
I'm back on.
By the way, if anybody wants to donate, we do need to upgrade. Well, not the mics, but we do need to upgrade our board and some of the wiring on the mic. So, if you got deep pockets, or even if a whole bunch of people just want to come together and contribute a little something, please help us out.
Am I back on?
Yeah, you back on.
Okay.
I just had to do a little shameless plug.
No, that's it. Again, we have to be comfortable with having conversations about wealth and money. And when I say we, I'm talking about our community. That it is not an insult to think in terms of money and wealth, but because of how things have been constructed, because we're afraid of money, then we are afraid to have actions about it. But nonprofits should be profitable. You're in business to make money, and so be mindful of that, because how you treat yourself as a business owner is how other people would treat you. Allowing people to call you at different times of night, and I'll just say, especially,
my phone will be on silent. You can try it if you want to.
No, but honestly, we don't have any respect. We can respect an establishment that can be indirect and unprofessional conversations, like, hey, give me a call when you see this. No, call me during my business hours that you see on the page. And so, but again, we have to be just as business minded and as business savvy ourselves, because we attract what we put off.
Right, and all that we do.
Yeah, and so but we just have to begin to change, some conversations. But we're there. We have. For sure.
Kubila? Kubila?
Yes.
Oh, I know if we lost you or not. Got about 90 seconds on this segment.
Well, I won't ask my question because it's going to take longer than that.
All right. Well, let's go back to the Facebook shout out. So we'll close out with that. Okay. You already read Jeremy's question. Felicia Lone Johnson says, good stuff. I love to hear her speak. Megan Mitchell Brown says, love that. Be reflective of the community that we serve. Well, absolutely. I definitely agree to that. So it is going down this Thursday, June 18th, 2020, 6 o'clock p.m. Courageous Conversations for Action with Shunqetta Cunningham. Also featuring photographer James Bickham and I'm guessing Kim Fox's Stips, a local businesswoman.
She's actually in Pine Bluff now.
Pine Bluff, okay.
But yes, that's my lovely soror. And so she's definitely
AKAs are definitely in the building.
There's just at the bar.
Well, it is all good, and it is going down. So, if you have a question or a comment for, I'm gonna say, you can ask Kubila a question. Well, for Shunqetta, you can leave it on our Facebook Live feed. Kubila is on our phone, so we're not taking any phone calls. But gonna get ready to go into our final break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more. This is Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
All right, well, we're back into our final segment on Community Conversations. Because we started late, we didn't have time for a second break. So, Kubila, go ahead and ask your question in our final 2 minutes.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask, do you foresee, even after all these discussions, that we could eventually, as a community, as a society, get back to what Black Wall Street was, to some resemblance of it?
Well, again, before you answer that, next Black Wall Street, it definitely needs to have a very robust police department and military, something to protect it so that they won't try to burn it down.
We need our own government.
There you go. And I can definitely support that as a reserve police officer here, because unfortunately we have people in communities and in our nation that believes that success should only be granted towards a certain group of people, which of course led to the massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But we definitely have that space. I think one of the things we have to be, again, part of that courageous conversations and courageous actions is to be okay with saying we want to build certain communities. Because let me tell you, when other people gather in their spaces that we're not at, they're talking about how they build wealth and how they do it together. We have to be just as comfortable with having those conversations. And again, that's why I created Overcup. But you will also be surprised, even though there are a great group of women that we meet every month for Saturday, 9 a.m. Right now we're doing Zoom, so you can follow that on the Over a Cup page or on my personal page. But you also know that as many women that I reach out to, I get the same narrative. Well, I want to come, but I don't want to share my idea, because we have a very limited mindset about the power of coming together. But it's like, again, just take that next step and align with people that believe as you. And that's not for everyone. So let me say that. You can have allies and partners in every race with other genders and with the other gender, but what I want to just really encourage is that anything is possible, but we have to be willing to understand that we all add value. It's not a competition, because if we feel like we're competing about wealth, then we don't understand the amount of money that exists in this world. We're going to have to leave it there.
Thank you, Shunqetta, as always. Don't forget, it's going down this Thursday. You guys have a great and blessed day. This is 102.5 FM.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Broadcasting from the First National Bank Tower, this is KLEK-LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council.
Jonesboro's community radio station. Your life, your music. KLEK 102.5 FM.
Good Tuesday morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your